When fighters enter the flow state, there's a moment in fighting that athletes talk about, but almost never control. It's called the flow state. That point where everything slows down, every movement feels automatic. You're not thinking anymore, you're just reacting. Every punch lands exactly where you see it. Every slip, every counter, every step is perfect. And when a fighter reaches that state inside the octagon, the result is usually the same. A completely one-sided fight. Not because the opponent is bad, but because one fighter is operating at a level that almost no one can touch. You see it in those performances where it feels like the fighter can't miss, where every exchange favors them, where the opponent slowly realizes there's nothing they can do. And in UFC history, there are a few fights where you can clearly see that moment happen. Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega, a masterclass in flow. When Max Holloway fought Brian Ortega, people expected a competitive war. Ortega was undefeated, dangerous submissions, knockout power, a fighter who had pulled off miracle comebacks before. But the moment the fight started, something felt different. Holloway wasn't just fighting, he was flowing. His rhythm was perfect, the jab was constant. The combinations never stopped. He wasn't loading up on single punches, he was stitching together entire sequences. Slip, jab, right hand, hook to the body, back to the head. Ortega kept trying to fire back, but Holloway was already gone before the counter could land. You're so locked in that the fight almost feels easy. By the end, Ortega's face told the entire story. The damage was overwhelming, and the doctor stopped the fight. It wasn't just a win. It was a perfect rhythm performance. Cody Garbrandt versus Dominick Cruz, the night everything landed. Then there's Cody Garbrandt versus Dominick Cruz. Now this one was different, because Dominick Cruz was known for doing exactly this to other fighters. His movement, his angles, his unpredictable style, it made opponents look lost. But on this night, something unbelievable happened. Garbrandt read everything, every feint, every step, every entry. Instead of chasing Cruz, he timed him. You see it throughout the fight. Cruz darts in with his usual movement, and Garbrandt is already waiting with the counter. And then there's that iconic moment. Cruz swings, Garbrandt slips, drops his hands completely, and dodges the punches while literally dancing in front of him. That wasn't arrogance. That was pure instinct and confidence. Garbrandt wasn't guessing anymore. He was seeing everything a split second before it happened. His counters were clean. His reactions were sharp. And the champion who usually confused everyone was suddenly the one being outclassed. By the end of the fight, Garbrandt had put on one of the greatest bantamweight performances ever. 5 rounds where he looked like he was operating on a completely different level. And then there's Conor McGregor versus Eddie Alvarez. This might be one of the clearest examples of a fighter entering the flow state inside a title fight. Eddie Alvarez was a champion known for pressure and toughness, the kind of fighter who turns fights into chaos. But the moment the fight began, McGregor looked unbelievably sharp. Every counter landed. Alvarez tried to step in, left hand. He tried again. Another counter, then a clean combination that dropped him. McGregor wasn't just hitting him, he was predicting him. The distance was perfect, the timing was perfect. Even the knockdowns felt effortless. And Alvarez looked confused more than anything. He kept trying different entries, but every single one was punished. Another knockdown, another clean counter, until finally, the combination came that ended the fight. And just like that, McGregor became the first simultaneous 2-division champion in UFC history. That night wasn't just about power. It was about precision. Every strike felt calculated. Every moment controlled. That's what happens when a fighter hits that flow state.